Hi everyone, just uploading a video of our most recent gaming PC build. Absolutely outrageous case on this PC, as you can see. I've never seen anything like this before personally. It's got this amazing huge LED panel on the front, which currently at the moment it looks like a cross between Tetris and an old style kind of music ratio going up and down, but you can rotate between there and you can see the colours are going to change as well. It has two RGB strips on the bottom, so it's got one on this side and another RGB strip on this side. And a matching RGB fan on the rear to obviously extract any hot air. They're all controlled via this remote, so if I press that, it will change the fan and the RGB strips at the bottom. The front panel, there is a control button here on the top of the PC. If you press this, it'll rotate between different lighting effects. You can go for a single solid colour. You can have it so it rainbows up and down like that. In fact, that goes really well with the RGB rainbow mode as well. Let's put it on that, so it's all matching. There we go. There's about 70 different plans. I won't go through all of them with you. Also worth pointing out that this particular case, you can buy magnetic front panels which go over the top. You can get anything from like anime characters, all sorts, and obviously if you change the lighting effect, that'll reflect through the kind of covers you get. Looks amazing, and I'll share the link to the manufacturer of the case for you, obviously within the listing. The case itself, it's brand new. It's a very well made case. It's incredibly heavy, and I can definitely see this as a case that someone would keep for a very long time because you've got plenty of room with it, plenty of air ventilation. As I said, it's very well made. You've got air vent here, you've got ventilation on the side of the front, you've got a magnetic dust cover on the top with space for another, say, 3 fans. You've obviously got the rear extraction fan. I personally have fitted 3 plain black fans at the front as well to draw cold air into the PC. If we go around the back of the PC, I'll just show you through the connectivity. It is an entry-level gaming PC. I say entry-level. This could certainly cope with AAA titles on lower settings, and you could play esport titles on very high settings. You've got an amazing motherboard on this. It's an i7 platform machine with a gigabyte motherboard, which has got huge amounts of connectivity. You've actually got a total of 8 USB 3s, I believe it is. Yeah, it is 8 USB 3s, and then 2 USB 2s. You've even got 2 Ethernet ports, 7.1 surround sound connectivity, integrated Wi-Fi as well, so you've got built-in Wi-Fi. I will be taking these aerials off for transit. You just need to screw them back on. And of course, you've even got an overclock button here, and your flashback button, so you can update the BIOS or reset the BIOS if you do make some mistakes. With it being a gaming PC, we have installed a dedicated graphics card. This is a Radeon RX 480 8GB model. I've done some game benchmarks and some gameplay on Fortnite with that. And on high settings at 1080p on DirectX 12, you're hitting 60 frames per second, silky smooth, looks fantastic. Better than my Xbox, to be honest. But if you want to play it on higher frames per second, you stick it on performance mode. You can change it to performance mode on high settings. You're hitting 170 frames per second plus. In terms of the specifications of the PC, I'll try and show you it, but I'm reflecting off the glass. It is a Gigabyte GA-X99 UD5 Wi-Fi motherboard. Bit of a mouthful to say. Great motherboard this. Huge amounts of connectivity, huge amounts of room to expand and upgrade in the future. You've got an i7 5820K CPU. I apologise about the dogs barking in the background. They are in another room, but they're obviously having a little bit of a scrap. You've actually got 8 DIMM slots on this motherboard. 2 of them are currently being used with 8GB DDR4 DIMMs, but you have a further 6 spare slots there. It is worth pointing out, there are 2 negatives on this PC. Or not negatives, but they're certainly worth pointing out. The first one is the cooler that we put on the CPU, the 5820K i7. The original one just wasn't up to scratch. We've upgraded the cooler, however, it is quite large, and it actually overlaps the first 2 DIMM slots. So we're using some of the outer ones. You can easily access the rest of them, so it's at least 4 more. And you could obviously use low profile RAM or simply just swap out the cooler for another one in the future if you wanted to upgrade the RAM, but I thought I'd point that out. The motherboard itself, you've obviously got 8 DIMM slots. You also have a spare NVMe slot for an NVMe drive if you wanted to put one in the future. You've also got the motherboard display, which tells you any error codes or what the motherboard's doing. Incredibly helpful when diagnosing the PC. You've got your onboard XMP profiles and overclock switches as well, even an onboard power button. So if you're messing around with the PC, you could just try it out within there and sample it on the power button. I think there's something like 8 SATA connections on there. You've got 3 full-size PCIe slots plus 2 small PCIe slots. So yeah, lots of room to expand. There is a GameMax 550 watt bronze rated power supply fitted. And of course, we've got that Radeon RX 480. The PC, welcome for collection, or we can send next working day Royal Mail special delivery. It will be fully insured, well packaged. I will be putting a power cable inside the case, so when you get the PC, you'll need to take the glass case off. It just needs to unscrew these two little screws here, take that out, take the power cable out, and you'll be good to go. Any questions, please do ask. Good luck with bidding, and thank you very much for watching.